Alright, what's up, guys? Anybody who's here live, hello and welcome. Anybody who's here afterwards, as usual, you might want to skip ahead a little bit. We'll see how it goes. Kevin, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. So, we'll give it a minute to get going here. Oh, yeah. That does. Definitely. I could go for some. What's up, Dustin? Hey, Vince here. What's up? Oh, I don't know about that, Kevin. But good to see you guys, and thanks for being here. Thanks for taking a little time and coming and hanging out. Hope everybody's having a good weekend so far. Hope everybody enjoyed the AI ride simulation from last night. Anybody who tuned in for that, I hope you enjoyed it. Best Thai food in Vegas? I don't know, Kevin. You got a lot of options here, and Chinese food too. I mean, there's tons of all kinds of food here. Hey, what's up, JPL Rides? I'm just wrestling with bikes. I got a couple of hybrid bikes sitting behind me that I need one of them to use as transportation, and I need to flip the other one as quickly as possible. But it's not going to go like that at all. I might be able to make one good bike out of the two, and that kind of puts me in a spot. But you know, I don't know. We're gonna try and make lemonade out of this situation here. Um, so we'll see how it goes. I only have one that works right now, Kevin. I'm trying to, like, I want to finish the Extreme Dad bike. I might be able to get that stupid rack thing off of there tomorrow. I got somebody that's gonna maybe help me out with that. And then I just need to get a few things for that, and then that's a rideable, usable bike. Yeah, not true, Dustin, but we'll see. We'll see how it works out, Kevin. I was like hoping to get both of these hybrid bikes to work, and both of them have serious problems. Hey, Joe, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. Glad you're here. It's a ways, Kevin. I mean, it's, not far on a bike, but it's a long walk. Mm. Hold on, I gotta check notifications. I haven't been doing much of it lately, Kevin. Uh, I gotta get the GT working though. Dustin, everybody. I gotta get the thing off the frame and then put that bike together and start riding it. I can use that bike all the time. Like, it doesn't matter if I sell all my other bikes, I'll still have that bike to ride. So that's, that's what I need. That's what I got rid of certain bikes so that I could finish that one, and that would be the like all around bike to ride and have. Uh, DoorDash has been trying to send me on really long deliveries, and Uber Eats doesn't want to seem to pay very much. Well, neither does DoorDash, really. But I'm gonna try and make a few bucks out there delivering food in the coming days and weeks. I spent most of my afternoon wrestling with bikes, so trying to get something to work. That's about what I used to make here, JPL rides. Like when it was good, that's about what I used to make, but it doesn't seem to be possible on like the same scooter charge that I would have done it on back in the day. It doesn't seem to be happening anymore around here. National Bike Day? That's good. We're gonna have to celebrate, I suppose. Yeah, that's what I know it for. Usually myself, JPL rides, but if it's National Bike Day, that's good. I can get behind something like that. Hmm. I don't know. Dustin. Yeah, JPL Rides is going to be here soon, guys. Did you know that? I know some of you did. That's pretty exciting. Yeah, me too, really. I mean, I haven't been to a movie in a really long time. Sunday, May 4th. There's probably going to be a bike ride here anyway. I'm trying to go to the bike ride tomorrow morning. Funny story, I sold a set of rims today off of a bike. And I'm going back and forth with the guy. This guy, we messaged back and forth a few times over the last few days, and like our schedules haven't really lined up until now. So today he finally came over. I'm trying to get $30. We agreed on. I said I'll take $30 for these rims. They're off of a Schwinn 27 and a half. Bring me 30 and let's call it a day. And then he's like, man, whatever. I'm in a spot. Can you help me out? Can I give you $20? I'm like, no, man. I got stuff to deal with too. Anyway, long story short, the guy shows up and he was in the ride last night. He was in the chaos ride. It's like, hey, I know you from the ride last night. He's like, and I told him, I was like, I didn't know you were a bro. Just give me $20. So I really needed $30. But I'm gonna see that guy tomorrow morning. He's gonna be in the Sunday ride. So it's like, yeah, if you're a bro, I'll try and hook it up. It's like, yeah, whatever, give me 20 bucks. And that, what was I going to say? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, yeah, so it's like, yeah, here's the rims. Hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you at the ride tomorrow. So, and then, well, a few minutes later, I ended up with the second bike that's sitting behind me, which is a different brand of basically the same other bike that I got yesterday. Um, and the maintenance guy in the building, it's like, hey, why don't you come take a look at this and see what you think? And I was like, it looks like it needs pretty much everything. Just like the once over, but some parts, like a couple of parts. I have some when like in the parts bin that I can use. But it's going to need maybe a couple other things now after closer inspection that I don't have right now. But anyway, maybe I can take the two bikes and make one good one. I'm not going to be able to do that fast enough to recover the money I'm out by the time I need it, but who knows? I was just trying to have a bike together because the GT that I've been riding, the one that I took on the Chaos ride last night in the AI generated simulation, if you tuned in last night, I need to sell that bike and, pay some bills and buy another bike or two. But the bikes, the two I have sitting behind me, I needed kind of both of them to work, and it looks like I'm gonna have to take all the best parts from two bikes onto one, and it's still gonna need a couple of things that I don't have, and that's why I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But whatever, it is what it is. Um, but anyway, okay, JPL rides. Sorry. Yeah, there is. It is a more exciting experience going seeing movies in the theaters. I'll agree with you there, Dustin. Yeah, true. We were just talking about that earlier, JPL rides, and I before the stream. He's going to be here for that, and we just found out. He just found out where and when the Eastgate Con ride is going to be, and I'm going to try and partake in that. Guys, maybe I can share some of that with you depending on how things go. Uh, Maybe we'll use one of those little cameras and make a video to post later. Those Ice Fox cameras, we'll see. I don't know. Hey, Paula's here. Hello, hello. Good to see you, Paula. I hope you're doing well. And the parts bin is lacking. Like I have, plenty of seat posts, Dustin, and I have plenty of, left pedals for some reason, uh, and just other things. But I don't have a derailleur hanger. The Schwinn that I got today, I got it off the maintenance guy for 20 bucks, and it needs some work. It can be a good bike. It could be the neighborhood bike to like go get groceries and stuff. That's kind of what I was hoping for. I thought I might actually keep it. But I said, not trying to give you a hard time or beat you up or anything, but I'm willing to gamble on it for 20 bucks. He's like, yeah, all right, we just get it out of the way and maybe you can do something with it. But it needs a jockey wheel and the rear derailleur. It's like one of them's got some teeth missing, I noticed. I lubed the chain in the rear, like cassette freewheel and stuff, and it's all pretty good except for the derailleur is bent. Like the derailleur hanger is bent, and one of the jockey wheels is missing teeth. And that's going to be a stupid ass problem that I didn't want to have to deal with. I I sold the carbon bike, Dustin. I sold that a while ago, a couple of weeks ago, during a live stream. I had to cut a live stream and run down and sell that bike. And he knows that it's got a cracked frame, and he's probably just going to harvest it for parts. But that's not bad, Paula. That sounds pretty nice, actually. 65. It was like 76 here today. It's probably around 65 out now, or like upper 60s here. It felt nice last night. I just had a t-shirt and a hoodie on. Didn't get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I wasn't too cold at all. I was too hot at times. But the nights are getting way nicer around here. Like, no more really cold nights in the forecast that I know of. So glad you got some good weather coming. We got some too. It's going to be 91 on Wednesday in downtown Las Vegas. Originally they were calling for 94, but now they're saying 91. But that's still pretty hot for March. Not unheard of, but unusual, I guess. Oh. Mhm. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna take any more chances on carbon bikes, Dustin, unless I'm sure. Like, if it's a fairly new one and it's a really good deal and I've looked it over and there's nothing wrong with it, because I saw one, a carbon Scott mountain bike. I think it's like a $2,000 mountain bike, $2,500 mountain bike. It's down to $250 right now. And it's like, I'd buy that actually because it's good. The guy says it's like pretty much new and he only rode it a few times. So, I'd buy something like that, like 90% off. JP's back. Awesome. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I'm sure you're still going to be cold where you are for a while, Dustin. But it's getting plenty warm in Las Vegas. It felt pretty nice out today. I had to roll around for a little while. Um, but in the middle of the day, I was starting to get sweaty a little bit. And we're not even near the hot weather yet. Like, this is just like just just a taste of warming up a little bit, and it already feels hot. Yeah, no, I hear you, Dustin. I would only buy a carbon bike at this point myself if it's in really good condition and it's really cheap. Otherwise, I'm not going to risk it. But I want to keep the old GT. Speaking of GTs, I want to finish the Extreme Dad bike. I might be able to get that rack thing taken care of tomorrow. The guy that I got the Schwinn from today thinks he might be able to help me with the rack on the GT without damaging the frame. And then I can try and piece that thing back together. I need tires for it. Yeah, well, that's a minor detail at this point. But otherwise, I think I have most of the parts. I can make a complete bike out of it. And that's a bike that should last forever. You know, that'll outlast any carbon fiber bike, period. There's one at the pawn shop right now, JPL Rides. It's kind of more, well, it's like, I guess it's a hybrid bike, but it's kind of more just like an upright uh, hybrid handlebar road bike. It looks pretty cool. I don't know. It's hit or miss with them, I think, Dustin. There's a new specialized mountain bike that I'm considering. Um, and they're not great. Like this one in particular is not great, but it's still a pretty good bike. Yeah. If you're in the market for a bike, they've got a few good things at the pawn shop right now, actually. JPL Rides. Hey, Daryl Lynn, what's going on? 90 degrees. We're going to get that in a couple of days. It's coming for us. But yeah, it seems kind of early to be this warm. I hope it's not a sign of things to come, like just like an ominous prediction of a hot summer. Yeah, I know. it's I'm over it already. It's not even hot here yet, and I'm already over it. That sounded like police flying by. But it is Saturday night, is it not? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't sleep enough last night. Went and pedaled pretty hard. We were both like Rod and I were pedaling in the ride last night. We both did the whole thing except for like the last bit when we were on Main Street. Uh, Rod got a push from Mike on his scooter, little bike thing, and I called him a cheater. And somebody else gave him a hard time too. He's like, "Oh, screw it then." But we were both like, by the time we got back, that was an intense ride. By the time we got back, he and I were both huffing and puffing. The legs were burning at the end of that ride. And Mitch, in the beginning, and I got to tell you a story about what happened last night too. But Mitch, in the beginning, he's like, "Yeah, it's going to be a slow ride tonight. It's not a race. Nobody, jump ahead, and everybody, just kind of keep together and everything." And then it was just like fast and hard the whole time last night. Everybody's like, I don't know. It was an intense ride for most of it anyway. But on the way back, Mitch, God bless him, took a spill I didn't see, but I guess he landed on his nose and seemed to have broken it, and there was some blood involved and stuff. But he's a tough guy. He got back on his bike and he rode it out. He sat there for a minute, assessed the situation. A couple of people looked at it and, made sure he didn't need to go to the hospital or anything and an ambulance. But I mean, that's like John Wayne tough right there. Dude falls off his bike, lands on his nose, breaks it, evidently, and then it's like, yeah, whatever, screw it, let's finish out the ride. And he did. So shout out to Mitch, and that's why they call it, I guess, the Chaos Ride. Is like, most of the people that go out and do that ride are that hard. Like, I don't know. I just feel glad that they don't like beat me up when I come out there. It's like, you're a pussy and you don't belong here, kind of thing. They allow me to ride with them, and I appreciate that. I like the way the Specialized bikes look too. Really, I was looking at a Specialized road bike. There's a beautiful Specialized road bike my size that's down to 200 bucks now. It's a later model, very expensive bike, and the guy will take 200 bucks for it, and I just don't have 200 bucks, or I would for sure get that. Um, yeah, I don't know. A lot of people ask me about the blue GT bike every time I take it to a ride or something. Oh, that's cool. Are you selling that? It's like, yeah, I don't really want to, but I probably should. Yeah, GT isn't selling any new bikes though, in Dick's Sporting Goods anyway. Garden Court is pretty good. I went there somewhat recently with my son. You know, JPL rides, and it was very good. That's the last remaining downtown buffet, or like full-on Vegas style buffet. Anyway, there's like, Chinese buffet and Hawaiian buffet and that kind of stuff, but only one full-on buffet. Ooh, six. Same. She's right down the street. JPL rides. Yeah. No, you're right, Dustin. They should make like their regular line of bikes available again. I've always loved GT bikes. Um, and I hope they come back in full force, but a lot of bike companies are hanging by a thread and are probably going to go out of business. I think Giant, Specialized, I think those are more or less like connected, and both about to go out of business. And Cannondale, isn't Cannondale already gone? That's a shame. That's awesome. The 2012 Avalanche. GT bikes are awesome. I've always loved GT bikes. BMX mostly. I was really into the BMX bikes and the BMX freestyle, like the Performer and Pro Performer, and then the BMX racing style bikes, the Interceptor, the Mach 1, and the Pro Series. All slightly different, all still good. Um, I don't know. I'm very excited that I might be able to start finishing my 1993 GT Karakoram tomorrow if I can get that stupid rack thing off of it. I'd love to have the Karakoram ready by the time JPL Rides gets here. Have it, well, a complete bike should have, probably like at least two complete bikes then at that point. If I can get that thing done. But if I can get that stupid rack thing off there, and I can't believe somebody would have done that to that bike. But I probably wouldn't have been able to buy it for $65 if somebody hadn't have done that to it. So maybe it all worked out okay after all. We'll see. See if I can get rid of that rack tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of names bounce around. Like Schwinn. Schwinn has been owned by how many different companies? Scott Bikes used to own Schwinn for a while, and then they sold it off to somebody else. So yeah, companies will just buy a name and then they'll just make a bike. But I mean, the GTs of today are a lot similar in many ways to the GTs of yesteryear. Just kind of like the modern evolution. I'm riding a department store GT right now, a Dick's Sporting Goods GT that you could have bought for $500, seriously, at Dick's Sporting Goods. And a lot of people will say you should never get those bikes, but I think it's great. I think it's freaking awesome and a completely good value. Kind of a weird headache. It's been kind of off and on for a couple hours. I think I have some Advil, like a couple of them left. We'll worry about that later. I gotta do something else too. I gotta take those rims off of Facebook, because dude from the bike ride last night came and bought them and I didn't know. And when he was giving me a hard time and I was giving him a hard time, he's like, let me give you 20 bucks. Like, no, man, I gotta get 30 bucks for him. And then he showed up, he's like, oh, I didn't know it was you. All right, give me 20 bucks. I'll see that guy tomorrow. I hope he enjoys the rims, but I gotta, like, make it to where I'm not getting any more high as this available messages on those. Yeah, the cheaper ones are not very good, really, but like, oh wow, that's cool though if you are JPL rides. Wow, that's pretty awesome. 40 miles an hour on a Cannondale you found in the trash. Well, most Shimano parts are good, but the lower level stuff, the cheap, like the Walmart $119 bike Shimano group set is not very good, if we're being honest. But the Shimano Ultegra or Dura Ace or Dior stuff like that, that's all like as good as anything. Oh, really? I didn't know that, Joe. I see a lot of Tektro brakes too. JPL rides. The new GT has Tektro levers. The old one has Shimano Dior LX group set on it. The original still. I can't wait to ride that bike, the GT Karakoram. in most of its original glory. I haven't had to try and bleed Tektro brakes myself, so I really couldn't say. But I'm about tired of working on bikes for the moment, honestly, but I gotta make something. I gotta make some lemonade out of these two piles of shit I have sitting behind me. That's in case anybody's wondering, there's a Schwinn, what is it? A Schwinn Network city bike, hybrid bike, front suspension hybrid bike that needs a few things. And then there's a Diamondback, what is it? A Diamondback Edgewood hybrid bike that somebody over tightened everything on, and now pretty much the whole bike is junk. And it's a shame. But between the two, I mean, I think I can make a working bike. I hope so anyway. And then if I can get the GT, the old GT working, rolling too, then we'll really be in good shape. Yeah, Schwinn's, I know they're all made in China or Taiwan now. Like this one behind me is probably like a 2008 or something, and it's made in China. And before that they were made in Japan, and then before that they were made in Chicago. And I guess there were a couple other places, but the main places where Schwinn's are made, I guess, are China, Japan, and Chicago. I had Zoom brakes on a couple of things, JPL rides. Those were decent, like the Cabo scooters. I think they did a pretty good job. It smells like chain lube in here. I need to really go outside and do that next time. My whole apartment stinks like chain lube because I had to squirt half a can of chain lube at this damn Schwinn thing behind me. It was all rusted. But the chain's okay, actually. The rear derailleur is cocked sideways and at an angle, and one of the jockey wheels is missing some teeth. Yeah, I remember that. JPL rides, because you have, don't you have the Wolf Warrior X GT? Do you have that still? I miss riding that scooter, man. The Wolf scooters. The Wolf Warrior X size scooters, I think were perfect in the Cabo series. Like nice and nimble, and I don't know. I was just thinking about riding those the other day. Really miss those things. Great fun to ride Cabo scooters. I've ridden a few of them, Chris in our group has a Wolf King GT, I think. That thing's pretty fast. But that's cool that you're still riding the Wolf Warrior X GT. I wouldn't mind having another one of those, honestly. I would definitely ride it some. I'm enjoying pedaling a lot. Like it is good for my cardiovascular. My cardiovascular health is improving. You know, the muscles are feeling stronger and stuff. There's still other things wrong that I don't really have any control over. But like everything else feels better just from pedaling a lot more instead of using personal electric vehicles all the time. I don't have any problem with using personal electric vehicles or anyone doing that, but you know, I don't know. For me, it's totally worth pedaling, at least some of the time. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I thought the brakes were okay. Like they're weird. Like I don't know if the GT had the same like weird ABS feature that the Pro and Base did. Um, that took some getting used to, but the thing would stop. For me, anyway. I don't know. I have ridden scooters with much better brakes, though, being honest, but I mean, I don't know. For me, Zoom brakes have been okay. Yeah. And I was noticing, to that effect, kind of last night, JPL rides, a lot of guys that were coming out and doing these rides on e-bikes and scooters are out pedaling now. They're out pedaling on the Chaos Ride, myself included. Rod was out there too, but a bunch of others who used to come out on their e-bikes for the Chaos Ride uh, and the Wednesday ride. They're pedaling now. So a lot of people, like, I mean, they still have their e-bikes and scooters, but they're doing a lot more pedaling. And if you got to go fast and, long distances or whatever, and you got the range and stuff, it's probably better to take a PEV. But if you're out to enjoy a ride and you don't mind pedaling, uh, I don't know. I think it's good or better, depending. Some guy just offered 200. I could see in the notification for the GT that I've been riding, and I can't do it for that. I mean, I could. I would be coming out ahead, but I'm not gonna sell it for $200. Nice to be getting some action on stuff, but I can't give it away. I already pretty much gave some rims away today. I didn't know it was a dude that I sort of knew. And then I spent exactly all of that money, the same $20 bill, gave that to the maintenance guy for a Schwinn. That's not any better than the Diamondback I got yesterday. But between the two of them, I ought to be able to make a bike that works. I don't know. We'll see. Mostly. I should mostly be able to make a bike that works. I might have to get a couple of parts that I don't have. I might, as far as the derailleur thing, I don't know. I can probably fix that. I might have to take it somewhere. But I need flip bikes that don't need any work. Or that don't need a ton of work. Maybe just cleaning up and a little, tuning up. An inner tube or something. Nothing major. I'm not trying to do whole bike rebuilds right now. I might have to on these stupid hybrid bikes, though. I just need one that works so I can go do like my stuff with it, running errands and stuff, and leave it locked up outside without worrying about it. I don't want to take the GT to go get groceries, leave that thing locked up outside. I don't know. Maybe I've got a feeling maybe I can make that Schwinn rideable tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to shift gears on it, but if I can get it into the right gear, if it has to be a one speed for a while, I might be able to take a jockey wheel off of the Diamondback. That might be compatible. They're very similar bikes. We're gonna have to see how this plays out. Yeah, there you go. That's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. Something that might look like trash, but you can clean it up and make a decent bike out of it pretty easily. And then, turn around and make a quick couple of bucks. Good for you though, JPL Rides. You keep finding all these good bikes in the trash. Around here, if it's in the trash, it's trash. I was hoping the Schwinn I got off the maintenance guy didn't need more than just like hosing down with chain lube and some, micro adjustments and some new tires. I'm going to take the tires and the one good inner tube off of the Diamondback. The Diamondback has good tires and one good inner tube. The Schwinn has like the front tires okay, but I'm not going to use it, and one good inner tube. The back tires all has been flat and it's all like lopsided and dry rotted and stuff, so it's going in the trash. And the back tube is beyond repair. But I might be able to make that Schwinn rideable after the ride tomorrow. That's my goal. I might check in with you guys. I might, like, if I can find a way to like stream and work on the bike at the same time. I mean, like, there's things that I could do. I could get that bike stand thing that people use to work on bikes, and then, a tripod or something for the phone. But I don't have those things at the moment, so I'm trying to think of what I would use. Or if it's possible, I don't know. But even though the derailleur hanger is bent and it's got a couple of teeth missing and a jockey wheel, I think I could still ride the bike if I fix the tires and do some adjusting. If I can get it into a one speed where it'll hold, I think I could ride it. If I get it to the grocery store and back, that's a success for now. And then, I can just harvest what's left of the Diamondback and the Schwinn parts that I didn't use into the parts bin. So hope is not lost. It's just, everything's more stinking complicated than it really needs to be. And I'm about over that myself. I gotta turn in early tonight. It's gonna be a big day tomorrow. I gotta start with a bike ride. Make sure, notifications, guys. I might tune in for some of that. Depends on how everybody feels about it. The people that are there, but I'm sure like one leg of it at least, we can go live. So watch out for that. It's a fun bike ride on Sunday. I really enjoyed it last week. And I'm really looking forward to it tomorrow, but I got to get up early, take care of a couple of things, get everything ready to go, be to the llama lot by 8:30. And then do that ride, and then afterwards I'm going to try to make the Schwinn rideable. The Schwinn Network is what it's called. It's a goofy ass bike, but we're going to make it hot. Well, I was expecting the Diamondback that I got to be a good bike because Diamondbacks are usually pretty good bikes. But this one, somebody over tightened everything on it, kind of screwed everything up, stretched out all the bolts, and some things are stripped and just like, I don't know how people just ruin bikes or why they do sometimes, but there's some parts that I can use off of it. And I don't know, if I really felt like doing something that's not worth it, I could probably make that bike rideable again, but it wouldn't really be worth it. I can harvest some parts and just take all the best stuff from the Schwinn and the Diamondback and put it on the Schwinn, and then just save anything good that's left over from either of the two. Make one really good bike out of two previously good bikes that are now kind of trashed. I don't know. But anyway, I guess I better do a few things. Get ready for a big day tomorrow. So I hope I can see you guys some if you're available. We'll try to check in at some point during the ride. It's going to be warm. It's going to be in the 80s tomorrow, but not like early in the morning, or not earlier in the morning. So, but shorts and t-shirt weather tomorrow. Even in the morning. So, hope to see you guys. But I hope you enjoy your Sunday either way. And thanks for coming and hanging out and spending a little time. And take care of yourselves, and I'll see you again real soon. Oh, Mike. What's up, dude? Hold on, we gotta keep it going now for a minute. I gotta shout out Mike. Mike kept throwing food and drinks at us throughout the night. Last night, Mountain Dews and Snickers. You went back in and got me a Mountain Dew. That's very kind of you, Mike. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate it. And the Snickers, and then the tacos. We were down there by McDonald's. I didn't get McDonald's because I didn't think we were going to be there for very long, and I just really didn't feel like eating McDonald's. And then Mike comes out with a couple of cases of street tacos and starts passing them around. So, thanks again for that, Mike. I appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well today. We're just talking about, if you just popped in, the tacos were incredible. Those are so good, and thanks again, Mike. I appreciate that. But like I know you've got a busy weekend, Mike, but hope you'll join us for the Sunday morning ride. We were just talking about that, and it's just a really fun ride. So if you're available, you should attend. But if you're not available, I understand. But I don't know. Yeah, at this point, I just better wrap it up. I gotta do a couple things. I'm gonna get to the llama lot probably around 8:30, 8:45. The ride leaves around 9:15. So, Shane and Chris came out last week. I wasn't expecting them to be there, but they did the ride and thought it was awesome. Hopefully, they're there again tomorrow. I think I might have talked Rod into it. I think Christian might go too. I don't know. It's a good ride. It was really fun. I've only done it once, but good vibe. A lot of cool people there. A lot of people from the Chaos ride and some others. But it's worth doing. Yeah. No, I hear you, brother. Like, don't push it if you don't have to. Um. So yeah, I expect to be there around 8:30, 8:45, and anyone else wants to come out and join and ride, I'd suggest you do. It's a good time. So anyway, I gotta wrap it up here. I gotta get something to eat and get ready to turn in and have a big day tomorrow. But anyway, take care. Have a good rest of your weekend, guys, and I hope to see you in the morning. And yeah, good night, Mike. Everybody, take care of yourself, guys, and hopefully see you tomorrow.